Wildflowers, we're here.
And welcome back.
What number is this? Do you remember?
28.
Number 28. Well done, Peggy.
28 is my lucky number.
No, it's not.
It is.
I thought 13 was.
Well, 13 is 2. 17 is...
You can't have all
20. No, I can. 10 numbers. If I go to a roulette wheel, I play 28, 17, 7, 13, 12.
Wait, let me write those numbers down.
I have
That's a lot
But
of
28
numbers.
was my husband's lucky number. I don't know if it was lucky. He wasn't very lucky. But that number came up so many times in his life. And then when he died on February 8th. Put together, it's 28.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And yet you still think it's a lucky number.
Well, it came up a lot. And when I play that on the roulette wheel, I win money. So it was lucky for me.
Gotcha. Okay. Not for your husband.
Wow. Well, it's a dreary spring
Yes.
day. I'm dressed like in a sweatshirt.
I
It's so
know.
chilly.
What's the date today?
Today
The
is
25th.
5th.
Oh, okay.
Well, yes, it's March 25th, but we do 2 podcasts in one day, and then the next one's a week later, but whatever. But yes, today's March 25th when we're doing this.
That's
Okay.
right. Well, anyway, before we get into it, I'm Judy.
I'm Carol.
And I'm Peggy.
All right. And I have a question for you ladies.
Uh-oh.
Do you know do you have a password child? We all have children, but do you have a password child and know what that means?
Well, we didn't until a couple of minutes ago, but why don't you tell us what it means? Because we both said, what the heck is
This is
that?
something I heard on the Yahoo Internet News that's going around on TikTok, is that people are wondering who the password child is, meaning you use your passwords, you create passwords, and it's usually of a child or that child's birth date so that you can make it remember, and then it's the children that are not the passwords
Get jealous?
and they're saying that if you're choosing one child or one child's birth date over and over, it tends to be the favorite.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so
It's not, though. I can tell you it's not. Not because after you explained to me when I said, what is it? I said, oh my goodness, for years I used Riley because she was born first.
A grandchild.
You know, a grandchild. And then after that, I said, oh my God, everything's Riley this. And people, they make you change your password, password. So then I went to Tate. So, and now I ran out of them too. So now I use a totally different one that is not a password child.
I would use my dogs, but I don't have a
You don't
child.
do
No.
I see. Before I had children, I had we just had 2 cats, and then but I think there is some truth because I always used a form of Violet's name, but different. I had a nickname for him, and I can't say it here because I still use this password.
No.
And when I think about it, I never used Little Mo as a password. And Violet was he was my favorite. So I said, So I thought that was kind of interesting. I didn't know what it was. It made me click on it. It was clickbait, and I got it.
I had never heard that expression before. It's just something that I did, and actually, Jessica and Peter and Sam used to make fun of me because it was, you don't have to tell me your password. I know what it is.
Yeah, no, I have so many different passwords for so many. I have a spreadsheet because it's always different passwords.
My husband's calling me right now, but I can't get it. So sorry, Niall.
Maybe it's important. You could step away.
Oh,
I had to step away in case it's important.
No, it's fine. It's okay. All right.
Go ahead, because otherwise you're going to be able to
Sorry, this is live TV.
I will open up the wine for you.
Thank
Is
you.
that
Get
all
that
right?
going. Yes.
All right, so and
It's
then
nice and cold.
Judy's going to tell us. Oh, and all the dogs are following me, Judy.
Yes. Because she gives them treats. Although
Don't-
she hasn't been doing
Yeah, don't
that.
say the T word. They know it.
I'm not going to talk about what kind of wine it is because that's Judy's job today. So.
Right. It is a Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh, okay.
We can say that.
Okay. It's unusual that we have a white.
Yep. Lacey, no. No.
Okay, false alarm. Everything's
okay.
good.
No.
Okay.
You got
All right.
the-
Here you go.
All right, so this is a wine that I picked up from 777 Wines in West Islip. This was recommended again by Liz.
Thank you, Liz.
She works there, and she saw me come in and said, is it your turn this week? And I said, yes, it is. So she suggested we do a white, because we've been doing lots of reds.
I love that she's making a suggestion.
I know.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
She's
I love
awesome.
that.
So this is Whitehaven.
Oh, you need to see the name.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I do. Whitehaven Sauvignon Blanc. It's from 2021, and it's from New Zealand.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like white wine every now and then.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Liz, I love white wines. That's generally what I drink, but I try not to do too many tastings with whites because I know these two ladies, and
Yeah.
particularly Carol,
But this-
like, they're red wine
But
drinkers.
this week
It
I did
smells
drink
very nice.
Pinot Grigio.
Oh, did you?
I don't know why. I just,
Wow.
well, because I had the bottle in my fridge and it looked
Oh.
refreshing. So
It is. A white wine is very refreshing.
Right.
I
So,
could use
but I
to be
also
refreshed
love red
this
wine.
morning. This is.
So.
It smells lovely, actually. This is about, I think, if I remember correctly, this is about $14.99.
okay.
So,
All right.
shall we cheers?
Yeah,
There we are.
cheers.
Cheers to you, ladies.
Happy
Cheers.
springtime.
And happy,
Yes, happy spring.
happy spring.
Woo.
I like it.
I don't like
You
Sauvignon
don't?
Blanc.
I know you don't.
I do. I like Sauvignon Blanc.
I like it.
I don't like Chardonnay.
It tastes like grapefruit to me all the time.
Really?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so funny. Liz,
See,
I like it.
She initially suggested, maybe I should have gone with the first suggestion. She gave me a beautiful bottle. It was like this turquoise kind of, not turquoise, it was like a Tiffany blue bottle. It was a Pinot Grigio.
Is
And
it
I
Luna
did-
something?
Yes.
Oh, I've had that.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's okay.
But and I did what you did. I turned my nose because I don't
Yeah.
like Pinot Grigio.
Oh,
And I was
yeah,
like,
it's so
oh,
light,
I don't
Pinot
like that.
Grigio. Some
Yeah.
of them are better than others. I like the Santa Margherita Pinot Grigio.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like.
that one's good.
And I like Chris, K-R-I-S, Pinot
I
Grigio.
just don't like. It's like
But-
Pinot Grigio is like Chianti for me. There's something I
Oh,
not my
yeah,
favorite.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway,
Yeah.
thank you, Liz. I like this one.
I'll
I
take
think
it.
it's a very nice Sauvignon Blanc. Very,
Yeah.
very smooth.
If you like Sauvignon Blancs, I'm sure this is delicious, but to me it's too fruity. It's just too much.
I like a
Oh,
fruity.
there you go.
Even the smell of it.
I think the smell is great.
Well, we're trying to not make our podcast quite so long. So I'm going to jump right in to the book, and it's my turn to discuss the book. This was sent to me by Akashic Press, and it's called The Kevin Powell Reader. And it's a collection of essays and stuff that he had written years ago and over the years. And it's fun as a writer to read another writer's work and to see him as he grew as a writer over time.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also not that, but there's poetry that's in it. And I will read
Very
one
nice.
poem, even though our next podcast is going to be about poetry.
Yeah.
But there is one poem that's based on Women's History Month, as far as I'm concerned, the way the poem is. So I'm going to read that. But he actually, which I didn't realize, he was on Real World. Do you remember Real World on MTV?
I do. There was a lot of different.
Yes, and I think he was in the very first one on MTV. And I remember him, and I remember Puck. I don't know if you remember Puck.
Yes.
That was on Real World, and so
memory.
and yeah. Well, I watched it with the kids because we found it was reality TV, but yet it was like sort of a. It was almost like that PBS reality thing years ago with the family that they followed the family around. And I think
Was this Real World? That was the one where they all lived together?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I never watched it, but I remember it when it was on.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'll give you a brief bio about Kevin. He's come a long way since his MTV debut. He's penned 14 books, is a poet, and an activist. And a lot of his writing is based on his very troubled childhood and his troubled mother, and an absent father. His work has been featured in a range of publications, from British GQ to the Washington Post. And he's even launching an organization later this year that will focus on voter education and information, according to his website. And so, like I said, it's a collection of essays. And the fun thing about this is you don't have to read it from cover to cover. You can, if something sounds interesting, like a topic, and that's what a lot of what I did. There was just different topics that I'm like, oh, that's interesting. He talks about just, he's got a lot of wonderful blurbs in here too. And let's see if I can see. Yeah, like he said, why I write, and there's a whole part why he writes, and then poetry.
Oh, wait, so even part one is broken down into the years, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, it's very interesting, and he talks about Russell Simmons and the issues that Russell Simmons had, and Oprah and Obama, and a praise song for Sidney Poitier after Sidney Poitier died, and these are just all things that and he's accessible. The writing is accessible.
That sounds to me like something a lot of writers probably have, is this collection of things. Like,
Yes.
I know you're a novelist
Right.
primarily, but you write short stories, you write poetry and nonfiction too.
Right. Yeah.
Now, what do you mean the writing is accessible?
That some writing
You could connect with it?
Yes. Yeah, and like sometimes, like even a lot of poetry I read, it's just over my head. I'll admit it.
Okay.
And whereas his poems, it's just so real. So I'm going to read the one poem, and then we can move on to the subject. Okay, so he titled this 4V, and it's formerly Eve Ensler, who did the Vagina Monologues.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, and I'm doing this because of Women's History Month, not because so I just, 1 billion apologies are due to the women and girls of the world who argue and had to bear sledgehammer hate from the violent paws of men, even men we call our fathers. I am sorry, your introduction to humanhood was a biological, not bothering, and incapable of taming his own traumas, but instead terrorized you with exploding hand grenades chained to his teeth. You, a little girl, whose body was lit afire, whose smile, eyes, childhood were hung and burned away, the way my ancestors were hung and burned away by nameless, naked cowards. I am also sorry your mother could not protect you, because she too lived in a land littered with rape and abuse and revenge, a land held hostage by broken little boys in men's bodies. Why does a monster call himself a man? Why does a little girl pray that Mr. Alligator will rescue her from a monster who calls himself father? We wear the permanently bandaged scars of our childhoods, as my mother wears the rage and sadness of what she might have been. Had girls like her been encouraged to be, not do, what freed you, what will free women like my ma? Will be the vagina monologue. Scat singing in tongues like Sister So-and-so, sifting through nature's church pews for sanctified sounds in the holiest city of joy. Bucking cancer, bucking cancer, bucking cancer from the body of the world. And this was written in October 20th, 2021 at 9:15 a.m.
Wow.
And what impressed me is that the vagina monologues inspired him. Like, we writers are inspired by other writers, and he did have a difficult relationship with his mother, and she had been in an abusive relationship, and it's just a cycle that
His mother was abusive too.
She was abusive, and she was
abused.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
cycle, yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it's like, so the Kevin Powell Reader, it's triumphant because he got through it and he became a success, and he's doing so much. And like I said, it's a collection of essays and poetry, and it makes a nice gift too.
Yeah.
For even anyone for Poetry Month, because April is going to be National Poetry Month.
Yeah.
So, the Kevin Powell Reader.
Yeah. Part of that poem reminded me of your mom.
Me too. I could barely get through it.
It was, especially the part with, who she might have been.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I think your mom was lost. I think your mom didn't know. She didn't know her own self.
Exactly. And there are
Yeah.
times even today I say, to a day since she's passed. Like I'll talk to her, and I'll be like, "I'm just so sorry," not that I did anything wrong, but just so sorry that she couldn't be. You know.
And it's just too bad that your mom passed when she did. She wasn't that old when she passed.
She was 83.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
That's
you know
not
it's
that
too
old.
bad because
No,
you know
I know.
like
Anymore.
if she was still around like.
We'd hang out.
Yeah, you know, we would,
Yeah.
you know.
She would have
So.
the best time.
Yeah, I know. I always had fun with your mom. I loved
You
her.
did,
So.
and I appreciate that. I
Yeah.
know the two of them got real chummy.
We did.
Whatever.
We did. We got along very well. So.
A good pick.
All right.
Carol. Very good.
Very nice. Very
Well,
good.
yeah. So again, the Kevin Powell Reader, strongly encourage
Yeah.
you to get this. So
Okay.
That would be a good thing to teach about, like in a creative writing class, to bring this out.
Yeah.
And focus that on like maybe high school. That's a lovely,
That's
lovely
true.
different
Yeah.
pick.
Well, very
Okay.
good. Well, thank you.
All right.
So,
Well, on to the subject.
which is
The subject this week is all Irish stuff. And we're going to be discussing.
I know what you're doing.
What?
I know what you're doing.
Come on, you ruined it.
I didn't do it because I watched her face and I'm like, go ahead.
I wanted you. We already did Irish stuff. The subject today is April Fool's Day, and I was trying to fool them into thinking I didn't know that I was supposed to be. I might have had you. I don't know.
Yeah,
You look
first
a little
I was
bit
like,
confused.
I wouldn't be that
Does
hard
she
today.
have dementia? Or,
Well, I kind of knew because when I was talking to Peggy a few days ago, I said, you know, it would be funny if like you did an April Fool's joke, and she just kind of had a little twinkle in her eye, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, so April Fool's Day, though, I'll let you run with it.
All right. So anyway, April Fool's Day. We all know what April Fool's Day is, but if there's anybody out there who's been living in a closet for most of their lives, is they celebrated the first of every year across multiple cultures all around
really?
the world. Yep.
Okay, that's
And
nice.
and it's a day when you play practical jokes and pranks on people, and then when they fall for it, you scream out "April Fools" to let them know, hey, it was a prank.
Right.
You know. So, did you guys ever do anything when you were kids? I mean, was it a big deal for you on April Fool's
Yes,
Day?
and we still do. We actually, we did a prank right before we came on, and that was
Exactly.
one that I used last year for
Oh
my
my God.
kids.
They did a prank
Yes.
on me
I didn't.
because
I didn't.
before that's
Oh,
right,
you're right,
Judy
yes.
did.
Oh, yeah.
So before the podcast began, I said, okay, let me go use the restroom.
No. Judy said.
Judy prompted it. She said, "Does anybody have to use the restroom before we
I kinda looked
start?"
at her like I go,
And
what
I
are you,
said,
like a
"Yeah,
mom?"
I'll try." I know. And Carol said, "What are you, mommy?" So, and I went into the bathroom and I opened up the lid to the toilet, and there was a big green monster made out of rubber looking up at me with his hands,
We'll share the
sharing
picture.
out.
We'll share
So,
the picture
yes,
on
we'll
our
share it.
social media.
Yeah. So
I had done that last year with the kids. And so that's what
Yeah.
we did. Yeah, that was
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now, how about when you were a kid, though? Did you participate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love practical
Yeah.
jokes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Very
Kathy is the queen of practical
Yeah.
jokes. She was a guest here a few months ago.
Kathy's hardwood flooring.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but she lives for April Fool's Day,
Yeah.
and she'll call you and hope you don't remember and say, "I'm stuck in my car. Can you come?" and blah blah blah, the whole bit. But
We prank her one year, April Fool's, when I
Oh,
told her I
yes.
was pregnant.
yes, we
Oh,
did.
me? Yes, you
Yes,
did.
I did.
You did. And, no, you told Carol to do it, and
Yeah.
Carol said, "Oh, Judy doesn't want everyone to know." But I said, "Oh my God."
Yeah, we got. You were a little annoyed with us, I think.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think
Maybe
so.
you were
She was
disappointed
annoyed.
that she wasn't.
Yeah, I probably
She
was.
was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when I was a kid, I did silly ones, and then when I was married, I got my ex really good different times, really funny ones. And I don't know if he thought they were funny, but there was one time I made gravy and I put it in a pudding cup, and I told him it was butterscotch.
Oh, and
pudding.
it was congealed gravy.
Gravy, yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And a friend of ours was over at the house and he goes, "Oh, I got to be here for this."
Oh gosh.
And I said, "Yeah, I made butterscotch pudding," and Rob takes the first bite. He didn't hit me or anything. I survived that. Yeah.
Oh,
And then
my goodness,
There were
yeah.
times we'd be on the store and I'd be like, "Oh, you zipper. Oh, and it wasn't, just little things.
Yeah, when we were kids, we used to do things like made you look like, oh, look over there.
Yeah.
Made you look. Or, like, oh, there's a big spider on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And then we would say, there was a rhyme that we used to say, and it was, April Fools, go to school, tell your teacher she's a fool. So I was on a little chat with my sisters, and I said, do you guys have any memories of anything, of April Fools? And Bridget chimed in. She's 10 years, that's my sister who's 10 years younger than I am. She said they did the rhyme a little bit differently. It was April Fools, go to school, tell your teacher she's a fool. If she hits you, do not cry, pack your bags and say goodbye.
Oh my gosh. Now my father had one too, but he had two of them, but he had the one the day after April Fool's, and he goes, April Fool's is past, you're a bigger fool at last. Up a ladder down a tree, you're a bigger fool than me.
That was from England.
Oh, really?
Ireland. Yeah, I have that in here something.
Really?
Yes, I do, and that was, I'll find it, I'll come across it. My notes are never in any kind of order
in
here.
your notes, did you come across why April 1st is chosen as the day? Because I never knew.
There's a lot of mystery around how it really originally started, but a lot of historians think it happened in the Middle Ages when we switched from the Julian calendar to what's our calendar? The Gregorian calendar, because on the Julian calendar, the first of the year was April 1st. And then when it got switched over to January 1st, on April 1st, some people who hadn't got the message yet were celebrating the upcoming New Year, and they were called April Fools.
That makes sense. I've never known that. My daughters were born beginning of April, and I just remember thinking, I hope that they're not born April 1st. But I mean, I don't know.
I know. Well, my grandma was April 2nd. And I was March 31st, so I could have been.
Yes, right.
Yeah. That's right. You're the day before.
Yeah. So it was. Maybe I was really born April 1st, and they're trying to help me.
They probably would have. They would have had a good. My girls have great sense of humor, so they probably would have really liked
my
that.
sister Monica, she got married on April Fool's Day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
Is she still married?
Yeah, she is for many years. Yeah.
Good for you, Monica.
But there's a lot of folklore and stuff about it from the UK. And
that's so interesting.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't expecting to find that. But one of the things was it was a popular prank in the 18th and 19th centuries. Gullible people were invited to the Tower of London to watch the washing of the lions.
The lions?
And then they would go all the way there to find out it was an April Fool's prank. And it's something that they did, and they actually got this little invitation. You're not going to be able to see it because I couldn't print it out.
Ceremony of washing the lions.
Yeah, you were invited, it says. You and your friends, right?
You should bring this to London when we go.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see
Where
that
can I find the washing of the lions?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It says, Tower of London, please be admit the bearer and friends to view the annual ceremony of washing the lions on Wednesday, April 1st. And this is, I can't see what the year is because it's very, very tiny.
I'm not even going to try.
18 something.
All right, 1867. I thought that's what it said.
Yeah.
So, and so these people would travel all the way to, in the 1800s. It wasn't like hop on the train or a fly.
Right.
And they would travel there to just have to turn around and go home because it was a prank. So that was one of them.
Can you imagine?
It's my papers. What did I do with my papers?
April Fools.
Is it April Fools?
No.
Oh, I don't know what I did. Oh, here we go. It wasn't on the paper. I had papers and my book. Sorry. I'm always disorganized. And then in UK and in Ireland also, and that's where that saying that your father said came in.
That's so funny.
That was the April Fool's pranks was supposed to stop at 12 noon sharp. And anybody who did it after midday They were the April Fools. And there is, I'll find it, but there was a saying it was slightly different than that, and that I found it had to do. They said it in Ireland.
It's so funny because he's not Irish, my dad. He's from family is from French Canadian.
Yeah.
So that's. So
But as I said, because all of these customs and all of our holidays, they come from, especially in this country, where so many people from other countries, migrate. So we pick up other people's, customs. So, and there was another folklore that I found interesting was about King John, and he wanted to build a hunting lodge in this town called Gotham. And the people in the town, because he was going to acquire the land. That means he was just going to take everybody's land and do it.
Wow.
And of course, the people who lived there didn't want him to do that. So they came up with this plan for when the king's men came to pick, where they were going to open it. And they all started acting like they were crazy. Like everybody in the town was doing crazy things. Like one of them, they were drowning fish and...
How do you drown fish?
Exactly. Wow. Exactly. That's why they were all acting insane.
Oh, that's
and when the king's men came and saw that, they went back and they advised King John to pick another place because they said everybody there was crazy. So it worked to their benefit, yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. There was a couple of them. In Scotland, they celebrate for 2 days, and one of them is April Fool's Day. The second one is called Taily Day. And on Taily, T-A-I-L-E-E, Taily Day.
Taily. Okay.
And on Taily Day, what you do is you attach, it's all around your butt. You attach like a tail, like a fake tail to somebody, like that.
Oh, okay.
And they walk around with a tail on.
And they don't know that they have a
Exactly, they don't know.
It's almost like a sign that says
you kick people in the butt. That was that.
That reminds me of something I just read, but it's whatever. I don't want to digress. Go ahead.
Oh, they also have another. It's called hunting the gawk, and a gawk is like a cuckoo, and they send people out to hunt the gawk, but it's a fool's errand, and these people go out
so
and
it's a fake animal. They say go.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah. So. Then I just wrote down a couple of things that happened in modern times with April Fools, how the media got into the April Fools thing. And every year, like Google does something every year, they put something out.
John Mutter does it for shelf awareness.
Yeah, exactly, yep. So in 1965, the BBC came out with Smell-O-Vision, and it's supposed to be when you're watching TV now, you're really going to be able to smell all the smells. And people actually, claim that, yes, oh my God, it really worked.
That's embarrassing.
But wasn't there one of those famous something happened to where people thought the War of the Worlds or something?
Oh, yeah, that was Orson Welles, read H.G. Orson. Yeah, his name was Wells too.
Yes.
Orson Welles. He read it on the radio, H.G.'s War of the Worlds, and people were panicking.
That's something that
was that in accordance with April 1st?
I'm pretty sure it was April 1st.
I think
it was April 1st, but we'll double check it.
Yes.
So, in 2008, and I actually looked this up and found it on YouTube.
Oh.
In 2008, Monty Python, Terry Jones.
Yes, I love him.
This had to do with the BBC also. It was one of their shows. And it was a nature show. And Terry Jones was shown walking with all these penguins in Antarctica and talking about this miraculous discovery that these penguins can fly. And they actually simulated them running and taking off with their little tiny wings and flying to the Amazon rainforest where they winter every year.
Oh my goodness.
That is hysterical.
Yeah, and you can find it on YouTube. I just Googled Terry Jones penguins and that came right up. So
you got to check it out.
Yeah,
that sounds hysterical. I love it.
That was. And it went viral when that came out.
No
So I don't
kidding.
remember when it came out. I don't
Interesting.
remember that. But
Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing that, but that's hysterical.
oh, another good one was in the 1950s, Dutch TV reported that the Leaning Tower of Pisa that fell down, and people like it jammed all the phone lines and
Oh my
stuff
God.
because people were trying to find out, what happens.
Yeah, you have to be careful with that.
BMW came out, I don't know what year it was. They said that they had this car that it could be left or right hand driving. So like you could use it in England, and then all you have to do is take off the steering wheel and put it on the other side. And people fell for it.
Yep.
Sounds doable.
Yep.
And that was in Paris. They did that. They changed from right to left. And oh no, that was actually a different one. And there was they came out. Somebody on the news came out and said that in Paris, from now on, starting on April 1st, we're going to drive on the right side of the road instead of the left, and it caused chaos
Wow.
because some people really did it.
God, see, that's neat. That could
Of
be
course, it was horrible, stupid.
Yeah.
Wow.
In 1998, Burger King came out with the left-handed Whopper, and people actually went into their stores and asked for the left-handed Whopper.
Wow. Wow.
I remember this one here. In 1980, they said that Big Ben was going digital, and they were going to sell the hands of the clock. They were putting them up for auction.
Oh my God, I don't remember that. That's hysterical.
And in 2005, there was a news story that they put on NASA's website, with NASA was in on it naturally,
Right.
that said that they found water on Mars. And when you scroll down, there was a photo of a Mars bar with a glass of water on it.
That's cute. That's cute. That's cute.
Oh, this is the Irish thing. The Irish quote, it said, April Fool is past and gone. You're the fool for carrying on.
Oh, okay.
You said that for people who went on, who did a
Who
joke
went on
after 12. So,
That's
and
true.
I can't.
After
read
12
this.
is when a lot of the best jokes are had.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess we're April Fools.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been
Okay.
around for several centuries, but it is murky, the beginnings. But they found a reference in one of Chaucer's books.
Chaucer.
Chaucer, in one of his
Love
short
Chaucer.
stories, The Nun's Priest's Tale,
Okay.
that they're pretty sure refers to April Fool's
Oh,
Day, and that
wow.
was in 1392.
So it's
So-
been
It's 13
So it's
wow.
Yeah, so it's been around
Now,
for
do you ever do pranks to other people that are like strangers, or do you stick with only people you know in your family?
I'm not really a very good practical joker anyway, or even telling jokes. I suck
don't-
at it, and I wouldn't do it to a stranger.
I don't know if I ever did. I mean, I wouldn't put it past myself. It depends on,
what it is.
and what,
We've done it once, and it was. No, I would in a harmless way. When my
Right.
girls were really little, we used to, whenever you go into an elevator, we started this thing called the elevator dance. So when the doors close, you have to like dance around a place, and then when the doors open, like you just act like nothing's happening. So we started this. The first
That's
time was on
funny.
April's Fools, and so
okay.
there were people in the elevator, when we did it the first time, and so
Yeah.
we're like, elevator dance, and then everybody's like,
oh, they're
Well,
okay, they start
funny.
dancing.
That's funny, but to do like a real practical joke on somebody that's a stranger, you don't
You have to
know.
know.
Yeah, they might kill you. You know.
really.
So, but I think that's pretty much it. It did. They think it was based on this holiday in ancient Rome called Hilaria, which was, also the spring equinox.
Right.
And people used to dress up in costumes and do crazy things out in public. And so that's ancient Rome. That was a very long time ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was celebrated then, and that's about it. I have Taily Day. Yeah.
But once again,
Nice, good topic.
our podcast makes us do some research. Like I never knew a lot of
Yeah,
these things.
exactly.
I know.
That's very interesting.
Oh, this was a really stupid one that people really fell for. In 1957, the BBC reported that Swiss farmers were experiencing a record spaghetti crop and showed footage of people harvesting noodles from trees.
Oh my God. Oh my God. No. Interesting.
This one, I don't even know who that is, so. Oh, in 1992, NPR ran a spot with former President Richard Nixon saying that he was running for president again. And it was an actor. Yeah.
Maybe that's happening.
I know.
Oh, gosh.
I was gonna say something like that. I was like, we're too lighthearted. I can't.
This is a funny one that I forgot to mention. In 1996, Taco Bell, the fast food chain, duped people when it announced it had agreed to purchase Philadelphia's Liberty Bell and intended to rename it the Taco Liberty Bell.
I feel like I did hear that. I feel like I remember that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you have any April Fool's jokes?
Yeah.
Because that's it's a fun thing, when as long as it's not mean spirited. Some people do things that are mean spirited, and I don't enjoy that. Like eating butterscotch pudding when it's gravy. But other than that,
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. That's pretty disgusting. Well, that reminded me when you said that it wasn't a prank. It was a game that we played sometimes. I think it was me, my brother Kevin, my sister Eileen. And what we used to do is we would blindfold one person and then go in the refrigerator and make them eat something, and they had to guess what it was. And of course, you always pick something gross.
There's no way I can do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we did well under our time.
On time?
And wait, don't get up yet, because we have we have like 7 minutes, but still. I just wanted to say our next podcast is going to be, because it's going to be airing in April, probably April 1st or 2nd. I don't forget when we're going to air it, but it's going to be I'm going to do a topic of National Poetry Month.
Yes.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're going to
Good.
talk
Love
about
that.
poems.
Very good.
But thank you.
Thank you, Peggy,
You're
for
welcome.
doing research. It's always awesome. Thank you for watching.
Yes, thank
This
you.
wine I'm really enjoying too. I like
Kevin
it.
Powell Reader, and it's not an April Fool's joke.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
It wasn't recording, I swear to God.
oh no, it's April Fool's. Is it April Fool's, Peg?
I don't know. I'm watching her face.
I'm not
She is kidding. She is kidding. That was very good.
April Fools!
I wish I knew what that was. Like, April Fool's not here yet. Blah, blah, blah.
What time is it? Is it 12?
April Fools is here and gone. You're the fool for carrying on.
You got us. You got us.
I was looking at her face. I was like, please.
I know, I can't do it. I'm not good at that. This was my original idea. The Irish stuff, when I opened my book and I saw on the opposite page, I said, I'm going to pretend that I think it's the Irish Stuff podcast. Oh, well.
No, that was cute.
I didn't pull it off.
Well done.
All right.
You did.
Bye.
Are we still on?
Yes.
Yes.